Discernment is finding something that you're really passionate about and something that you really love to do every single day.
Discernment is the process of figuring out what you're going to do with your life. Some people think they know from the get-go what they're going to do, while others might go their whole life without finding their true calling.
Guidelines that St. Ignatius gives us for discernment and decision-making can really help us live our lives to the fullest and really help us serve our world in ways that our world is desperately in need of our gifts.
At the heart of the notion of discernment for Ignatius of Loyola is his own personal experience that he was able to discover various movements within his own heart which were contradictory. And some lasted longer, some were shorter, but when he could tell that this movement was deeper, richer, more peaceful, he was able to realize that was from the Holy Spirit, and that helped him in the spiritual exercises.
I think when it comes to discernment, I think a lot about the ideas of consolation and desolation. So where do I feel called by God? But then also what are the things I'm comfortable with and excited with about that decision? And then where do I maybe have some anxieties or some desolation?
And what I take away from Ignatian spirituality is a toolbox of, let's say, exercises to help me do my job better. And two of those things is the examen and discernment. And I think discernment's exceedingly important because it helps us make decisions without emotion. And you can use discernment in your personal life and you can use it in your professional life.
To help people choose what's going to help them be free. He wants our choices not to be under the influence of what he called disordered affection, so that he helped us say, where are these movements coming from? The ones from the evil spirit are usually the ones that are disturbing or in my head or lead to conflict or division, and the ones from the Holy Spirit are peaceful and will help me get to a place where I can be free. And so the steps are always about being free and being indifferent in the sense that I really am seeking God's will in my life, and I can sort out which of those things are from the Holy Spirit and which are not. And that's where the discernment of spirits takes us in everyday life.
Discernment is a process that human beings are asked to respond to life as if life were a long series of invitations. And it's based on a belief Ignatius talks about, that God labors. What does God do as God? God labors. And what does he labor on? He labors on human beings, within human beings, around human beings, even though human beings resist God's laboring. And God reverences that resistance, just like an artist, a sculptor reverences the resistance of the marble. That sculptor works with it, sometimes uses a chisel, sometimes a file, sometimes emery cloth, and brings about the artistry. Discernment is a sense of when I am resisting, which is my freedom, I can resist, and when I am attracted or I want to respond to the fact that God asks me to labor with him to bring life to others. So you talk about being men and women for others. What I am as for others is I am a co-creator with God. And what discernment is It's not just a yes or a no, but it's a thank you or a no thank you to the invitations to be in the process of helping God create life. So God creates life in me, and then says, now that you are a work of art, incomplete, God's always working on us, go and do something. Go and be with and for my brothers and sisters. Even though you're limited, even though you are in the process of being created, and what you sense is, and what discernment is, how can I reveal God's creative love? That's really what discernment is. Discernment is not primarily for a decision as much as it is an answer. How can I answer this invitation? And what am I going to do with my future? You would like a clarity. No, discernment won't give you clarity. Discernment urges you along to answering the next invitation.
In a way, it's really simple, but discernment takes a lifetime to learn, and I'm still learning.